Alright, we have one ex-juicy condo here, and the review that I'm going to give of the camper here is basically going to be the worst car sales video you could ever imagine, simply because I'm going to highlight all of the points about this camper that are not great, so as that you get as clear of a picture about how good she is. Now, mechanically, this van is pristine. There is absolutely nothing wrong with her mechanically, and she's just had a coolant hose replaced as of yesterday, and yeah, everything is in mechanically really sound condition. Now, what is not in such good condition is the cosmetics. So let's start on the outside over here. The front bonnet has numerous paint chips and one dent in particular, and doesn't look super neat. In many places you can see the white paint chipping off, revealing the ex-juicy colours underneath. The sides are both in good condition, but when we come around to the back here, you can see that there's a fairly sizable crack in the rear bumper. It is almost split in two there. This door rubber is falling off in the bottom section here, and there's a small ding in here. That is everything for the external. Everything else is in sound condition, with the exception of the door arm here doesn't lock back as it should do, which just means that when you're on a slight incline, the door wants to automatically close itself. So moving into the front cab, the front cab is in relatively tidy condition. There is two very small burn holes on the passenger seat, a couple of minor stains that may actually just come off. On the driver's seat, it's the same, there's one stain, otherwise the seats are in relatively good condition for the vehicle's age. All of the compartments and glove boxes work as you would expect. The AC unit is all functioning correctly. The speaker system is a little bit lacking, but the stereo does work and runs from the house battery. There are 3 seats in the front, 3 belted seats, the middle one being just a lap belt, and 2 seats in the back. So moving into the back here, there are several areas where there are a few screws missing, or rivets that need to be put back in order to bring the function up to scratch, which I'll go over first. In here we can see the cassette toilet, which needs to be removed for use. Down here we have the toolkit, a set of jumper leads, and the AC plug for mains power. The entire power system on the van is run from the alternator, and there is a little box in order to stop the battery from draining too much from the house battery, from draining from the starter battery. So that's all safe and secure. The 240 volt system runs independently, although there is a charger under the seat here, which will run the house battery. So this is the entire AC system, and using this small charger here plugged into one of the AC power outlets, you can then also charge the battery. There is also an AC power box over on the right hand side behind the seat there with 2 plugs. Now the the fridge and the water pump and the lighting system, as well as the stereo, all runs off the house battery. And the fridge itself is only a 12-volt fridge. It's not 3-way or gas, and it lasts for 24 to 48 hours without turning the van on, depending on how much it's being used. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 house lights that are fully functioning, and a 5th one just here which needs its bulb replaced. These can all be touched to turn on and off. They are all LED, as well as there is a master switch here to turn everything off at the control panel there. So on the inside here, you can see that the upholstery here is rather well used. There is a slight scuff on it there. It's basically stained from a lot of use. Since we've purchased this vehicle 4 months ago, we have not given it any more than a quick wipe down. We haven't given it a scrub or a carpet clean or an upholstery clean. It may clean up quite well, it may not too. The door over here does not open, and over here you can see there are 2 pins ready for a table. Now, when we purchased the vehicle, it did not come with a table, and the rental company didn't have a table available for purchase, although there may be something available on the market. The seats here, as you can see, are getting quite worn. There's a few cracks up on the top here, as well as on the seat. The one on the passenger side is not quite as badly cracked. There's just a couple of cracks here, and then a little bit up at the top here. So not in fantastic shape, but still usable. Storage wise, there is storage underneath these seats, as well as underneath the bed / couch. This bed, as you can see in the example image, pulls all the way out to here, and the block which you've seen in the middle underneath here slots nicely in between the 2 seats, allowing for somebody 6 foot or more to comfortably sleep with the legs coming just to the edge of the seats. I'm 79 centimeters, 180 centimeters, and my feet reach to here, and I can have a comfortable night's sleep in the camper. So moving to the upstairs, there is lots of basically staining on the roof here, and since we have owned the camper, there has actually been some roof repair done on the outer skin over here because there was a leak, and so it is completely leak free. It's all been professionally fixed out of panel beaters and fiberglassed up properly, but it is a little bit rough. So this bed here pulls all the way out until you get to these silver handles, and I can't quite get back far enough. Where are we? There we go. So the bed pulls right back to these silver handles here to allow for the second double bed to be made as shown in the example photos. Okay, so coming now into the kitchen. The kitchen works well, is fantastically functional. All of the stoves work well, the fridge works well, but what you see here is we're missing a rivet in here, and so this bench is a little bit flimsy and needs a new rivet in there, if not a complete replace. Over here on the passenger side, there is a similar situation, although the flimsiness is not so bad. So we've got a sink here and cold water only. There is a storage cupboard in here. There is 2 storage cupboards down here, which are half cupboards. Underneath the cupboards is the grey water system, and underneath, next to the fridge here, is the fresh water system. You can see here there's a couple of screws that need to be screwed back in order to be fully set up. What else have we got here? The skylight / vent here can be twisted to open, and that opens right up, as well as there is a small screen that can come across there as well. So that one opens right up there. Okay, so I think that covers pretty much everything. There is the fridge here, which has a lovely little freezer in it. We were able to keep a bunch of sausages frozen in there for a solid 2.5 weeks during our down south trip, and it had no trouble at all. Fold out table at the back here, and if we just go back out this door, and we can see this little table will fold down here and also gives us access to the fresh water refill spot, and provides a little bit of outdoor preparation space. The grey water is released here and comes out from an outlet down here. So this is the Juicy Condo. She is definitely not fresh off the production line and is completely functional and works as is. There is nothing that needs to be done to this vehicle in order for it to be usable. However, it wouldn't hurt having a good handyman put a bit of time and love into her in order to bring her up to a former glory. So please get back to me if you have any questions or if you would like to arrange a viewing. Thank you.